Good morning. Great to have you all here. Today is a special day for me, actually. It's my anniversary. 17 years ago, I started with a small Swiss company called Day Software. And one of the reasons I started with them was I thought they have a really cool and nice product. And actually, pretty shortly after, I was the product manager for that product. Great. And then Adobe came and acquired Day Software, and the product evolved into what today is Adobe Experience Manager. And I still run product management for Adobe Experience Manager. Experiences are more important than ever. And that is because people buy experiences, not products. And that requires a strong focus on service and the mindset for services. And what that actually means, I have seen many years ago a wonderful example for. It was in the mid-90s, so at the times where you pulled up your Mosaic browser and surfed through the entire internet in the afternoon. So that experience wasn't really a digital experience. I was visiting Naples in Italy and was having breakfast in one of those nice coffee bars. And the barista there, he was preparing coffees like a huge variety of those, like small cups, big cups, small glasses, big glasses, without milk, with a lot of milk, with a few milk, and then milk first, coffee first, all of that. And how it worked, as soon as someone came into the bar, he started preparing the coffee. No conversation, no ordering, nothing, just good morning, and he was preparing the coffee. And exactly the coffee that the guest who came in was asking for, without actually asking for it. But then something really amazing happened. He started to prepare a coffee without someone walking in the door. A few moments later, a scooter parked in front of the bar. The guy walked in, and the coffee was for him. So the barista heard the engine of the scooter, knew that is my customer, it's coming, and he knew what coffee he wants. He prepared it, and it was ready when he came in. That's a great experience. The question is, how do you transfer that into the digital world at scale? For that, you need great content to break through the noise of what people experience all day long. But then you need data to understand your customers so that you understand what they need and where they are in their customer journey. And to make that at scale, you need it architectured in a way that it's actionable. So you can't handcraft all of that. You need automation, you need intelligence in the system so that you really can deliver those experiences at scale. And the Experience Cloud is here to help you to be successful in that transformation to experience business. This is a diagram which shows the main elements of the Experience Cloud. And let me first talk a little bit about the bottom part of the slide, which is the Adobe Cloud Platform. This is an area where Adobe invested a lot in the last few years to make that really a solid foundation for the Experience Cloud, providing the data and the content that is needed to create those great experiences. And in the center of that, you see the unified profile and the machine learning intelligence, which is powered by Adobe Sensei. I hope everyone already heard once or twice about Adobe Sensei and our machine learning infrastructure that we have at Adobe. And that helps to make that data and content actionable and pull that into those experiences. And on top of that platform, we have what we call Adobe I/O. It's not displayed here on the slide. Anyone already seen, heard about Adobe I/O? Well, not a lot, so I recommend there's at least one presentation, I think, about Adobe I/O, so see what they have there. It's basically the access point for customizations, extensions, and custom applications that you build on top of that platform. So that's important for you to build cool things on top of that. And we actually use that also for our products in the Experience Cloud. So let me talk a little bit about the actual applications which are in those different clouds that you see on top. And there is one logo that stands out a little bit, and that is not because one of our designers got just crazy. It is because we had that recent acquisition of Magento, and that is the Commerce Cloud, which we are starting to integrate into our overall Experience Cloud. And in particular, also we're looking at AEM with the Commerce Integration Framework and pulling in the Magento pieces there. And right after my presentation, Errol Denger will talk a lot more about how we're thinking about our future in commerce. Then we have the Analytics Cloud, Advertising Cloud, and Marketing Cloud, and also connection to Creative Cloud Enterprise for all that great content. For the rest of the presentation, I will talk about the three solutions that the conference here is focused on, which is Experience Manager, obviously, and that will be a big portion of my presentation, Campaign, both in the Marketing Cloud, and then Analytics in the Analytics Cloud. So let's start with Experience Manager. A capability that we just recently, beginning of the year, released is the Cloud Manager. That's the self-service framework for our managed services deployments, and you can use that to speed up and accelerate the deployment of your custom code onto the system. We provide a continuous integration and continuous delivery pipeline, which is opinionated. We call it opinionated because we bring in elements which we think are crucial for your success when you actually customize and deploy code on AEM, which means we have in there testing frameworks, actual tests, code inspection, security validations, and all those things that we think are important for you to have. And that's right away there, and obviously you can add your own tests on that. With the first customers we had on that, and were onboarded on the Cloud Manager, we already saw it's really helpful because they discovered a few of critical issues that they were able to fix before they heard them in the live environment. And you can deploy then the code in automated or manual way, scheduled, however you want to do that. And we will continue to invest in that. That's a very active area of investment in Experience Manager to make that a very easy experience and a powerful tool for you to work with an Experience Manager deployment. Next topic, fluid experiences. What do we mean with that? It's experiences that adapt to the different touch points as water does to a glass. With the proliferation of all those touch points that we have, it's really difficult to have a consistent and optimized experience on all those touch points. And now one touch point got just black. Okay, we're back. And with that challenge, there is one particular approach that got pretty popular recently to basically get those touch points active, alive, and consistent. And that is headless. Anyone who didn't hear about headless and that approach I think you're familiar with that. Good. So headless, delivering the content just in a way that is the pure content without having the rendition for the specific touch point. And actually, Experience Manager always was able to run in a headless mode. We had the APIs and everything you need to get content onto whatever device you want in a way where the application then does the rendering. But we think we have a more sophisticated way than just cutting the head off. And that is a hybrid approach. I want to walk you through a little example what that hybrid approach means. And that is based on what we call the content fragments and experience fragments. So let's assume you want to build a campaign for a happy hour, hotel bar or another bar. You want to promote your happy hour. So you build the content fragment, which has the main content, some text and images that you want to promote in that campaign. And then from that, you build the experience fragments, which on top of that put some layout, which is then with the variations optimized for the different screen sizes. So mobile phone or a big screen on the airport, wherever it is. So that's the layouted content where you have that information and the variations of the content and the layout in the experience fragments, but all based on the same content. But then you can use the same content in the same structure and the same control. You manage that content, but just bring that out in a headless way with the content services into something that could be a voice device, like an Echo. And that is just a JSON feed that goes into that. But it's all based on the same source of content, so you can have the consistency that you desire. And we have seen great adoption of that concept. Here, just one example from customer Silicon Labs, who used those experience fragments to have that consistent reuse of the content in the different channels. And they also were able to reduce drastically the time that they needed to bring content and experiences live. Last year, I talked to another customer, actually not an AEM customer, but an Experience Cloud customer. And they were building all their experiences in a single page app approach. And this is obviously a little bit related to the headless topic. So they were building all that nicely, single page app, technology-wise, it looked really great. But then when I asked them, how does that actually work for your business users who want to update the content, who want to see how the experience looked like, and then tweak it, and then do some content updates there? And the answer was, well, yeah, you know, we need to figure that out still. Currently, it's a bit painful, but we'll figure that out. But obviously, we don't want those things to be painful for the business users. And what we have done in the last year or so, we invested in something that we call the single page application editor. And that is a part of the product which is currently in beta. And this allows to bring all the authoring capabilities back on top of a single page application. So what you are used to in AEM on a standard HTML page with your drag and drop, your rearranging of the components, your in-context editing, the composition of the page, all of that we bring back also on top of a single page application. So you can use that with whatever single page application you have developed. And we currently support out of the box Angular and React as the JavaScript frameworks, but it's kept generic so that you can adopt that to any other JavaScript frameworks. The last piece I want to talk a little bit about around Experience Manager is the core components. And this is the broader topic about how we help our customers to get up to speed and their experiences out faster. With the core components, we started a couple of years ago to build those out as really production-ready components that can readily be used in a project and an experience, and be extended and tweaked so that it fits specific needs there. And we have seen quite some adoption there, and it looks like it really helps to get out faster with new ideas and experiences. And we continue to invest there and build up those components, and they are actually in the open source. We keep them on a Git repository, and it's certainly an option that you guys contribute to those components. So we take contributions there. Just look at the GitHub. It's open for access. We have clearly marked which of the components are released, but then there are some work in progress, and we do that all in the open. On top of the core components, we built something which we call the style system, which allows a business user to rearrange the pages, to change the layout on them, and to then even create new templates out of that newly created layout. So with that, let me switch gears and talk a little bit about Campaign. Campaign has a new email message designer. This is to create emails from scratch with an easy-to-use user interface, drag and drop, all that you can imagine. You can also import HTML into it and get started from there. It supports personalization and one-to-one messaging. And it actually also integrates into the content platform, which is part of that Adobe Cloud platform that I talked about before. So that you have in that message designer access to the content that is in the platform. Another big area, focus area for Campaign, and actually not only for Campaign, but for all Experience Cloud, is mobile and remains mobile. One element that has recently been added there is having the ability to use multilingual push messaging in Adobe Campaign. But then there are quite a few users who then opt out from push messaging. An alternative option to reach them in the applications is an in-app messaging. And this is something that will be supported soon towards the end of the year by Adobe Campaign. So you can use then in-app messages to address your users right in the application where they are. A second piece I want to mention here is the enhanced mobile SDK that you see in Adobe Campaign, also coming out towards the end of the year. And that is re-architectured in particular with focus to performance, the battery consumption, and the memory footprint. So make it really fast, small, and efficient. It's also built modular with a lot of flexibility and extensibility options to support the needs for third-party plugins and integrations and so on. Last but not least, let me talk a little bit about analytics. And analytics, of course, is a lot about data, the data collection, the data processing. But let me draw your attention to the two inner circles here. Machine learning and artificial intelligence is a core piece of our strategy to help automate decisions, to give you the right insight, and do that quickly so that you can react on what you learn from your customers immediately. And that is all powered, again, by Adobe Sensei, our machine learning framework and infrastructure that we have as part of our platform. And then we want to provide all that rich capability and the insights that we have in analytics to all the other solutions in the Experience Cloud. And that is what we mean with the play button here, which is to share those insights and segments to make them actionable in the different other products within the Experience Cloud. So for example, you can share a segment to Experience Cloud and then use that in another Experience Cloud product. So in summary, we are investing and keep investing in the Experience Cloud on the platform level, but also on the application level and how we provide access to the richness of data and content within our platform to help you to be successful in that transition to experience business. And to wrap up the session, I want to briefly mention another way how we help you to be successful in the experience business and with the Experience Cloud, which is the newly launched enablement experience, a lot of experience here, the Experience League. So this is a deeply personalized way to learn about our Experience Cloud products with guided learning paths that you find. They understand where you are. We use all the personalization capabilities that we have in the Experience Cloud to drive that, and we define from a product perspective what we think would be the right way people understand and learn about the product. And the Experience League team will be present tonight in the Adobe Suite, so if you want to learn more about that, drop by there and talk to them. And with that, I want to thank you for your attention, and I think we have time for a couple of questions or so.
All right, we're not leaving so quick here, for sure. All right. Do we have any questions for Gerd? Oh, hold on, we got a question right here, Nick. Oh, hold on. We're a professional outfit here. Microphone.
Yeah, but I'm so loud. My question was going to be, is there a website we can go to where we can find the Experience League?
Yeah, it's probably experience.adobe.com. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's just experience.adobe.com.
So we could Google it and probably find it?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Or you ask the team tonight in the... But yeah, it's an online experience, so there is certainly a website.
Okay, so I have a question about Adobe Campaign. I assume that you are investing a lot in Adobe Campaign in cloud. But what about the on-premise version of Adobe Campaign? If it will be still developed, and do you have any further plans about it? Or anything will be moved just to Adobe Cloud?
Well, I mean, for now, the on-premise version is supported. I think that's generally for everything we have on-premise. The same is true for Experience Manager. Our strategic motion is to bring things into the cloud. For Experience Manager, it's the managed services part. For Adobe Campaign, there is managed services, and I think multi-tenant cloud version as well. So over time, the on-premise version might be getting less focus, but it's currently still supported.